Hey guys, it's Dustin Maher. I'm in beautiful Vegas with one of my favorite names, Samantha Taylor. I think it's an awesome name. So Samantha and I have known each other for about a year, and she is a fitness professional. She has her own studio. And one thing that she's really overcome is sugar addiction. And I think sugar, we talk about a lot on my blog. It's the number one thing. If you guys can either get rid of it or get it under control, you're gonna see results. There's so many other programs out there that a lot of are controversial, like do you have more fats, do you have more protein, but pretty much everyone agrees that if you reduce your sugar intake, you're going to get results. So why don't you share your story for a little bit and then how you've been able to overcome it?
Well, I have been a fitness professional for 18 years, but I was a sugar addict my entire life until about a year ago. So when I say a sugar addict, I mean thousands of calories. I can eat whole pans of brownies, whole rolls of cookie dough, whole cakes. Now you may not be that extreme, but you might be a woman that feels like, gosh, sugar kind of controls me. Like I need it every day. I don't feel like my life is complete without it. I have the highs and the lows. So maybe you're not extreme, but you might be in a situation where you find that you eat it all the time. And Dustin's right. You drop the sugar, you will drop weight.
Right. So what are the 3 key strategies that you've used to overcome your sugar addiction?
Well, the first thing is, it sounds simple, but you just got to stop eating it. That's the first thing. One, you got to realize this stuff is not benefiting my life. It tastes good, but look at all the negative things that comes with it. The weight gain, the feeling out of control, the teeth, decaying, everything that you can think about with osteoporosis. It's called skeleton powder. It sucks the calcium out of your bones. So I think the first thing would be recognizing that the reward of the flavor is not worth the consequence that it's costing in your life. And the second thing would be just to say, all right, I'm just going to stop eating it. And I like to kind of give a mindset of saying 14 days. I'm just going to go 14 days and not eat it. Now, you might go through some withdrawals, I'm not going to lie. You might want to substitute for that first 3 days with like some Luna bars, some fruit to help you kind of detox a little bit. But I have found that after about the 7th day, the cravings diminish amazingly.
Yeah. And on my blog, we just actually had a boot camper blog about it. She did for 14 days, a challenge for 14 days, say no to sugar. She did eat some fruit, and the results were amazing. I know a lot of people took that challenge, so I'll put that link up for you guys. Third tip.
The third tip would be to don't get too cocky that you got it. Because if you are a sugar addict, you'd be like, oh yeah, man, I'm not craving sugar. You go to a meeting, you'll be like, oh, there's some cookies. I haven't had those in a while. You'll eat 2, and then all of a sudden, you're putting them in your pocket and saving some for later, and now you're addicted to sugar for another 3 months. So I don't like to say you're always an addict. I don't believe in that because I know I'm not anymore. But I'm always saying, you know what, be careful, because I could be just as fast into sugar addiction as a piece of pie.
Yeah. I know you talk about that a lot of skinny people are addicted to sugar too, and we maybe stereotype it, oh, it's just really overweight people. Why don't you talk about that?
Well, I was one of them. I mean, I've been a trainer for 18 years, and I was highly addicted to sugar and binging. And I have 2 people right now at my studio that I'm counseling, that one has been free from sugar for 9 months. And she's like, I don't want it, it tastes weird, I walk by it and I have no desire to eat it. Where the other girl has only been off it for 10 days, and they were both skinny. So I thought it was funny because I have all these women that are working out in my gym that are really overweight, and I'm standing here talking to the 2 really skinny ones that have the sugar addiction. So I think sometimes people that are skinny, they don't have the motivation to lose weight because the pain of being overweight is not as strong.
Oh, yeah, I think that's a great point. And just because you're skinny does not make you healthy. I mean, I see it all the time. My boot camps, like, it doesn't really matter your size or shape when you're coming into boot camp. If you haven't been working out, if you haven't been eating the right foods, it's going to be extremely difficult, and sometimes they perform even worse.
Right. And the interesting thing is that statistics show that usually skinnier women are the ones that get osteoporosis. And some of that is because they don't have a lot of muscle or weight bearing on their body, but sugar is like what they call skeleton powder. It's no good for any part of your body except the flavor. And we've been at this event in Vegas. It's been awesome. They've had a few desserts, and they had that one dessert that came out yesterday. And I tried some of it, and it was okay, but it was so rich. Wasn't that strong? That when you get sugar out of your palate and your mouth all the time, I didn't even want to eat the whole thing. The old me would have had 5 of those.
So I did eat mine, and she's like, "Is it worth it?" I was like, "Well, it was pretty good tasting," and she just had a bite of it.
And it was good, but you know, that's the thing, that if you're struggling with sugar, it's hard to believe that you can actually not crave it. You hear that and you're like, that's not true, there's no way, until you experience yourself. And then you have a few bites and I'm like, I'm done. It's not that great.
Yeah. So how's your life different now that you have overcome it?
My life is different because when you're on, I call it a roller coaster. When you eat sugar all the time, you're on this wicked roller coaster that you can't get off, and you've got the ups and the downs, and the ups and the downs, and you like the flavor, but you've got the crash and the cravings, and it's just so, it almost controls your life. And I found that I almost felt crazy, like I was out of control. And a lot of people that struggle with it have that feeling to the extreme. So I find just more balance, more focus. If I'm eating sugar a lot, I am so distracted and I'm a little hyper. So me on sugar is not a good idea.
Yeah. Well, and she's got a product for sugar addicts to help them overcome it. I'm going to put that link on the blog today, so you guys can check that out. So Samantha, thanks a lot for your time. You guys can see your energy and passion. So we'll talk to you guys soon.